IP&E, fueling excellence, McDonald's of Guam, I'm Loving It, and King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dededo. Always open, always local.
Ahead on primetime, a man found dead in Harmon is identified as close friends in the business community mourn his death. Plus, the Attorney General responds to newly introduced legislative measures that proposes to soften penalties for consensual underage sex. And senators of the 35th Guam legislature wrap up their first session agenda. Nestor Lecanto details the vote. Hafadang, good evening. Guahu Sinik Delgado. Well, the death of a 65-year-old man in Harmon remains a mystery. Friends have identified him as Pyong-sik Lee, the owner of LSP Construction. Investigators have been stalled in solving the case as Lee's body remains at the morgue at the local hospital, awaiting autopsy.
Very sad, but we are very afraid.
A part of the local business community is in shock.
Everybody don't understand why he's why every Korean say why he's a good guy, and then there's somebody who knows everybody. Hey, say brother, like that. He has so many people. Just so kind.
Their longtime friend Pyong-sik Lee was found dead 8 days ago at his company location in Harmon. Joseph Shen remembers his friend.
Just say good, good, very kind to everybody.
A kind businessman to many he worked with. The two had breakfast the day before police found Lee's body, but Sean says he also heard of an apparent contract dispute that Lee was dealing with prior to his death.
I cannot imagine because somebody said he didn't pay to his employees and happened, but I never expect them. I never think like that. That problem, maybe somebody come to him to steal something or...
Is that what you're hearing? We're hearing that it was a robbery gone bad?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Well, there is no reason.
More questions linger for Lee's friends and for authorities.
He was a friendly guy. Like I said, more of an acquaintance, just, they were good morning, say good morning as he drove by coming into work. And, occasionally I see him down at the one-stop office and the bank.
Paige Butler works near the crime scene. He's the general manager of DGX located just across the street.
Scary. It's in our neighborhood, but, we don't know what happened. There's nothing that says that, what was the actual cause of death.
Guam Police spokesman Sergeant Paul Tapau today says the death investigation is ongoing. They too are waiting for the autopsy results. Unclear when that will be done as the government struggles to find a replacement chief medical examiner. Acting Governor Josh Tenorio.
There are jurisdictions that sometimes have these shortages, but yeah, no, I would say that underscores the urgency why we would need to make sure that we do our best efforts to recruit somebody to come in as good time as possible. We have a large number of unsolved murders on this island that are very concerning, and so I think that's why you're seeing more concentration and focus on public safety.
Meantime, police also issued a call out for help to find a 2010 bronze Hyundai Tucson in connection to a theft. Witnesses say that's the same car Lee was driving, though no official confirmation yet from investigators if the cases are linked. Anyone with information about Lee's death is asked to call police or Guam Crime Stoppers at 477-HELP. A woman is rescued from the waters off Ipao Beach midday today. Lifeguards and a local dive instructor on scene rushed over to help. The woman, only identified as being between 50 and 60 years old and of Asian descent. Lifeguards performed CPR until medics showed up and took her to GMH. She was unconscious but breathing. No word yet on her condition. Conversation continues on a controversial bill being touted as a Romeo and Juliet law. The bill, introduced by Speaker Tina Munoz Barnes and Senators Jose Pito Chalahi, Amanda Shelton, and Regine Bisco Lee. Tonight, Board of Education members Ron McNinch sounds off on the bill. Chris Barnett has more.
Board of Education member Dr. Ron McNinch advising the school board to look closer into Bill 30. He says while he doesn't fault senators for introducing the measure, he thinks the narrative that this bill somehow addresses a great need in the community is simply not true.
Don't believe stuff just because people say it. Check the data. There's good hard data, and I have to say, I don't see a tidal wave of these kinds of cases. I think that this is basically a kind of bill or law that would simply result in more permissive, predatory sexual behavior directed against young people.
AG Levin Camacho releasing a statement in support of Bill 30 saying, quote, the law should distinguish between child molesters and teenage consensual sex. The bill would create a close-in age exception for what is now a criminal sexual conduct felony. The bill sets a maximum offender age of 19 and a close-in age exception of less than 4 years, meaning, technically, as we reported, a 19-year-old could have consensual sex with a minor over the age of 15 and, if caught, only be charged with a misdemeanor. McNinch tells KUAM News Bill 30 also infringes on parental rights in the way it seems to legislate the age of sexual consent downwards of 16 years old.
The law is 16 years old for consent. Anything below 16, parents absolutely have a direct call on that, and parents need to speak up on this.
The AG's release says Bill 30 provides justice for young individuals in consensual sexual relationships, but McNinch says the bill is too liberal. And while the AG says 24 other states have similar laws, McNinch counters by saying only 2 states, Tennessee and New Mexico, have laws that are as loose as Bill 30. He also further questions the need for the bill, saying, like judges, prosecutors with the AG's office have a lot of leeway in carrying out their duties.
If the AG doesn't want to prosecute, the AG doesn't have to prosecute.
The bill also sets age scenarios for what age groups would be affected by the law, including scenarios wherein an 18-year-old has consensual sex with a 15-year-old and a 16-year-old has consensual sex with a 14-year-old. Minors below 14 are not covered in this bill. Meanwhile, Speaker Tina Munya Barnes says the bill was introduced at the request of the AG's office. No public hearing has been set for the bill. McNinch predicts that several of his colleagues in the Board of Education will follow him in opposition of Bill 30. For Guam's News Network, Chris Barnett reports.
And Senator Barnes' bill is actually bill number 50. The first session of the new legislature, meantime, saw 3 bills pass. Getting the most attention was one that requires bidders for the GovGuam health insurance contract to include both civilian hospitals in their coverage. The measure was strongly opposed by insurance company Take Care, which would be eligible to bid because it currently does not have a contract with the GRMC. Take Care warned it would raise costs rather and increase premiums. Here's the sponsor, Speaker Tina Munya Barnes.
For the costs and based on projections that was provided on the fiscal note, we look like we're having a trend on a reduction on the price costs today. So I'm hoping that with the Insurance Negotiation Committee and their work, their due diligence and their work moving through, that there'll be positive outcomes.
Barnes says she introduced the measure to give employees a choice without being burdened by high out-of-pocket expenses for out-of-coverage treatment. The bill passed unanimously, with Senator James Moylan recusing himself because his family owns an insurance business. Another bill approved by senators amends the law to make clear that properties worth $1 million or more are subject to a 2018 tax hike. Sponsor Senator Joe S. Augustine says the increase is expected to raise an additional $9 million for the Education Department's Facilities Improvement Fund.
It's primarily to support the Department of Education. There are many parts of the Department of Education, to include the libraries, the mayors, and cutting the grass. Everything's generally really on education. That's why it's Territorial Education Facilities Fund. And now that it's corrected, we have to consider the budget of FY 2019 as a balanced budget. Now we got to take a look at, remember Senator Castro brought up the Transition Commission? Well, then let's take a look at it. Let's see if the current administration is going to adopt it, and let's work on making sure if there's a surplus, let's bring it back to the people and make sure that we get the biggest bang for our dollar.
The first vote held by the new legislature was a 7-7 tie, meaning a bill by Republican Senator James Moylan to prohibit unrelated transfers out of the Territorial Highway Fund did not garner the necessary 8 votes, as Senator Teresa Lai is on excused absence because of her mother's passing. Senators also approved 11 GovGuam agency director nominations. Prior to the tax hike bill being added to the session agenda, the Republican Party of Guam expressed its opposition along with Minority Chair Senator Will Castro. Today, the Democratic Party of Guam responded to the GOP's press conference held yesterday, stating, quote, Senator Castro isn't against taxing you. He's just against taxing the few people who own million-dollar properties. We won't forget that Senator Castro voted to increase the BPT, voted to tax you more for gas, and voted to create a sales tax. Now he says taxes are bad. He's like the guy who starts the house fire and wants a medal for trying to put it out. But Castro responded, stating, "I prefer not to return negative direct attacks upon anyone of those officers who endorsed that release." He adds, "That was a direct personal attack. My family's home was consumed by a house fire that displaced us and traumatized my parents for many years thereafter. I wish my dad wouldn't see that." Castro says if the governor keeps to her commitment, the tax hike bill will be vetoed. Well, stick around for more news here on Primetime. You're watching KUAM.
A simple handshake. That's all Jake Calvo needed when he started his company. Today, 80 years later, we like to say thank you to all of you who have taken our hand in trust. Thank you to the dreamers. Thank you to the realists. Thank you to the family-oriented. Thank you to the entrepreneurial. Thank you to those climbing the corporate ladder. And to the ones starting a new life together. Thank you to the traditionalists and the edgy. To the young at heart and the old souls. Thank you to the daring, to the protective, to the practical. Thank you to the hopeful. To all of you from all of us, our deepest, happiest, and infinite thanks.
80 years here for you. 80 years thanks to you. Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust.
You can make each connection count with IT&E Prepaid. Talk, text, and share with the best price daily plans and rates. Stay in touch with loved ones, whether they're in Tumon, Garapan, San Jose, or even San Paulo, on the widest network in the Marianas. And reach out to friends and followers all over the world with the fastest, most reliable 4G LTE data. IT&E, explore your world.
MTO, professional janitorial services with a warm hospitality touch. MTO gives that gift year-round. Pressure wash roofs, pressure wash driveways, lawn service, home cleaning, carpet restoration, office cleaning, commercial window cleaning, floor care. When cleaning is in order, MTO has you covered. Call 647-6861 to inquire on how you can receive the maintenance you deserve.
MTO, celebrating 30 years with you, Guam.
Welcome back. Well, the House of Representatives has passed a resolution of disapproval against President Donald Trump's emergency declaration, with 13 Republicans voting along with House Democrats. Guam Congressman Michaelson Nicholas and CNMI Congressman Gregorio Sablan are among the 233 co-sponsors of the resolution. This comes after the president declared the national emergency nearly 2 weeks ago to get money for a southern border wall. Natalie Brand has more.
82. The joint resolution has passed.
The House of Representatives moved to terminate the president's national emergency declaration for border wall funding.
It's a big victory. We've got 13 Republican votes.
It passed a resolution of disapproval after a spirited floor debate.
If the president is successful, he will likely come back for more. He will likely circumvent Congress again.
We have got these newfound constitutionalists across the aisle wanting to rein in the president's authority. This is about defeating President Trump.
Now this resolution heads to the GOP-controlled Senate, where already some Republicans have said they would support the resolution against the president's executive action.
He is overstepping into the legislative prerogative.
Even the Senate Majority Leader, who supported the emergency declaration, said he was still weighing its legality after his caucus met with Justice Department lawyers on Tuesday.
Do you personally believe that the president's emergency declaration is legal?
I haven't reached a total conclusion.
McConnell says the Senate will vote on the resolution before the mid-March Senate recess. President Trump has said he will veto the resolution if it reaches his desk.
The fight over the president's national emergency declaration is also being waged in the courts. Now to another historic moment in Hanoi, Vietnam. A second summit starts with President Trump and Kim Jong-un once again coming face to face. You may recall much of the concerns for Guam came in 2017 when reports surfaced of North Korea's direct threat to the island. The discussion is set to focus on whether Kim is willing to give up weapons that pose a global existential threat. If he'll do that, how and when? Major Garrett has more.
President Trump landed in Hanoi Tuesday night, greeted by Vietnamese and U.S. officials and a military honor guard lining the red carpet. Onlookers waved and took photos as the president's limo made its way to his hotel. Mr. Trump wasted no time boasting about the warm welcome, writing on Twitter, "Tremendous crowds and so much love." About 12 hours earlier, the communist country had also rolled out the red carpet for North Korean President Kim Jong-un, who arrived after a nearly 70-hour journey on his personal train from Pyongyang. After an elaborate welcome ceremony, Kim waved to people through the window of his armored Mercedes. The dictator rarely travels outside his own country, and his security forces appeared to be taking no chances. One bellman at Kim's hotel told CBS News Kim brought his own food, plates and cooking supplies. The hotel staff was not allowed to help with luggage. The two leaders are expected to meet for a private dinner Wednesday night local time, with other meetings slated for Thursday. Their first summit 8 months ago in Singapore yielded few concrete results. The president, however, said it did lead to a strong bond between the two men.
And you know what it ended up being? A very good relationship. I like him a lot, and he likes me a lot. Nobody else would have done that.
The U.S. goal remains verifiable denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula, which would require international inspections of North Korean nuclear facilities. Pyongyang wants an end to U.S. economic sanctions and a withdrawal over time of U.S. troops from the Korean Peninsula. President Trump has said as long as North Korea maintains its current moratorium on ballistic missile and nuclear testing, he's in no hurry to come to an agreement.
I'm not in a rush. I don't want to rush anybody. I just don't want testing. As long as there's no testing, we're happy.
Senior Trump administration officials acknowledge there will be a need for another summit. Hanoi is not going to produce the final deal. So what's the U.S.'s accomplishments in Hanoi? International inspections of and possible dismantling of at least some North Korean nuclear facilities, and possibly a full declaration by the North of all of its ballistic missiles and nuclear facilities. Sports is next, but first, a look at your island weather.
The Ram 1500, unrelenting capability, groundbreaking style, uncompromising luxury. 2019 Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Right now, during Ram Truck Month at Cars Plus in Mighty, save up to $10,500 on new Ram 1500 Crew Cab or the new 2019 Ram 1500 Regular Cab. Only $208 per paycheck. Financing as low as 1.99% is available for those who qualify. Come see for yourself. It's Ram Truck Month at Cars Plus in Mighty. Cars Plus, driven by you.
Make every day a plus.
Guam is truly a majestic place with its sheer natural beauty, wealth of beaches, and culturally rich landscape. Unfortunately, Guam has a real problem with unwanted invasive species. Help us in preventing their introduction and spread. The coconut rhinoceros beetle, the little fire ant, the African snail, Siam weed. These are just a few of the numerous invasives on Guam. Follow proper custom procedures when bringing plants and animals into Guam.
Help protect Guam. Tell your family and friends about invasive species.
To report invasive species, call 475-PEST.
Wow. Let me ask you a question.
Who's the playmaker of this new Big Mac with bacon?
Ah, it's the crispy bacon, of course. The flavor brings a whole new dimension to the game.
Bacon does not win championships. Special sauce wins championships, my friend.
You're wrong. And I'm a doctor, which means I'm always right.
I'm gonna get a second opinion from my mouth.
McDonald's Classics with Bacon, only for limited time. Is it the best thing to happen to our classics or to bacon? Try for yourself and decide.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. In studio, Guam High head coach Jacob Dowdell, running back from Guam High, Sincere Powell, here to talk about some football. First off, Jacob, always getting guys looked at, recruited, and big believer in the huddle program.
Oh, yeah. You know, it's a great opportunity we have with kids out here on Guam. They have the heart, they have the dedication. And so it's a great pleasure for me to get these kids connected with opportunities, and Huddle is a big part of that, our online program where they can transcend that distance barrier that has held kids down here on Guam for such a long period of time. Now, just like with Sincere, you know, I got an email from North Dakota. They saw his Huddle, and he's the first kid from Guam High that a college has reached out to me in that format to say, hey, I want to recruit him. It's an NAIA school out of North Dakota, so we're super excited about it, and Huddle is a key.
And for you, it's been a journey. Guam High held the grind where every Saturday players were openly invited to come out and work out, and it was a pretty tough time, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Tell us about the grind and how you were able to get to where you are now.
Oh, yeah, it takes dedication and hard work. We're motivated to go out every Saturday just to work on our footwork, agility, abilities, and just like strength training. And it's really for any athletes that want to go out and just get better. And our coaches are there to just help us to just get better at the game. And it's just really just an improvement factor for us.
And you talked about looking at and trying to see the type of offense. It's kind of similar to what you guys run at Guam High.
Oh, yes. North Dakota, they run mostly a spread 2-on-2 receiver offense with the one running back. That's pretty similar to ours. They mostly like either run out of the spread, or usually the running back is using pass blocking for the quarterback. So.
And for you, Jacob, I mean, getting these guys to that next level has always been a push, and it seems like year after year with the help of Chad EK and the things you guys do there, it's really bringing a lot of attention to the Guam athletes.
It is bringing a lot of attention to the Guam athletes, but, you know, it's about the kids doing the work. You know, Coach Alan Blinn helped us out with the Guam grind, and so it's been, it's growing as far as coaches coming together, you know, putting aside different schools, that really doesn't matter. You know, when a kid leaves Guam, no one's going to say, hey, you know, you're from Guam, what school are you from? The first question they're going to ask, where is that? And so once we get all the kids in that mindset, that is, when we compete on Friday night or Saturday night, it's GW versus Guam High, FD versus Guam High, JFK versus Guam High, Sanchez versus Guam High. But when we start talking about getting kids off to the next level, it's Guam kids going to the next level. High schools are irrelevant then. And so with that with that exposure comes new opportunities. And so I'm very happy to report I got an email today from Mamba Academy and Kobe Bryant, who's running that now. They're going to try to do some stuff with us out here in Guam.
And for anybody that wants to get some information on the Huddle program, how can they get in contact with you or the Huddle system itself?
Anybody, just hit me up on Instagram or at my cell, 487-1749. You can call me. My number's out there on pretty much everything. But it's a great opportunity for young folks to be seen and recognized for their talent and everything that their families have poured into them.
All right, well, good luck on your future. And that's going to do it for sports. We're back right after this.
light the room like a flower bloom. It don't start till you get here. It don't feel right unless you're near. I wanna be where you are. So I kiss your tail of a shooting star. 'Cause you make the moment. Oh, you make the moment. Oh, you make the moment.
So tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Oh, you always make the moments.
One! Alright! Come on! Yeah! Here we go! Yeah! 1, 2, 3, 4! Come on! Let's go!
Introducing Triple J's Online Shopper, the new, faster, easier way to purchase your next vehicle. Explore hundreds of new and used vehicles in full 360-degree view. Get pre-approved instantly from the comfort of your home or office. Personalize your own finance terms and get top market value on your trade-in in just a few quick, easy steps. Buy with confidence from start to signature, and we'll even go the extra mile to deliver your vehicle to your home or office. Have a question? Our sales team is just a chat away for instant assistance. Click, pick, drive. Complete the entire car buying process with Triple J's Online Shopper and purchase your next vehicle at triplejguam.com today.
Can I just get it right back? Now time to take a look at who all is celebrating this week. Here's your Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club list.
Lots of you are celebrating your birthday today. Happy birthday, Dina Sablon Hubbard, coming from the Mac Shop Magatha. Wishing you a happy and blessed birthday. We love you to the moon and back. And a very special happy birthday to you, James Luan. Love your family. And happy birthday to Lauren Hernandez. We love you plenty, pula. And a happy 17th birthday to Jacob Wolford. We love you, the family. And a happy 22nd birthday going out to Carmarita Francine. Happy birthday, Carmarita. And a happy birthday to Lance Gogui from the Gogui family in Barragata. God bless and protect you. Viva Lance. And a happy birthday to Elaine McDonald. Happy birthday blessings to our matriarch, our mother Elaine, the First Lady of Agenia Heights, who is the best cook, baker, and the world's greatest and most amazing mother ever. Enjoy your very special day. We love you with all our heart and soul, all our love, your family. And a happy 11th birthday going out to you, Mia Asombrado. Happy birthday, Mia. Love your loving family. And last but not least, happy birthday, Kai Marley James Duenas. Have a wonderful and special day.
And that's your primetime.